Red grouper and Sawtooth grouper are two species of fish with high economic value, often living in coral reefs, rocky cliffs or deep coastal waters. To catch these two species of fish, fishermen use many different methods, depending on terrain conditions, weather and scale of exploitation. One of the most popular methods is hand line or long line, applicable to both small and large fishing boats. When using hand line, fishermen will use hooks with fresh bait such as squid, small fish or shrimp to attract fish. For long line, the monofilament line system is equipped with many hooks, dropped into the area where grouper lives, then slowly retracted to catch fish. In addition to hand line and long line, bottom trawling is also an effective method. Fishermen will drop the net at night, when the fish are most active, then retrieve the net in the early morning. This technique requires meticulousness to avoid damaging the coral, the natural shelter of grouper. Cage traps are also widely used, especially in coastal areas. The traps are made of iron or bamboo frames, have one-way doors and fish bait is placed inside. When groupers swim into the cage, they have difficulty escaping, helping fishermen harvest sustainably. In addition, in some combined marine farming models, people also apply the diving method to catch groupers by using nets or shooting with specialized spear guns. However, this method is only suitable in waters that are not too deep and requires experienced divers. Although there are many ways to catch red groupers and Sawtooth groupers, exploitation must comply with regulations on fish size, seasons and prohibited fishing areas to protect aquatic resources. Avoid overexploitation. And help maintain a sustainable marine ecosystem. In addition to traditional fishing methods, many fishermen now apply modern technology to improve the efficiency of catching red groupers and Sawtooth groupers. GPS positioning systems and sonar fish finders help accurately determine areas where fish gather, reducing search time and increasing fishing efficiency. In particular, offshore fishing vessels are often equipped with cold storage systems on board, helping to keep fish fresh longer, ensuring quality when put into consumption. During the fishing process, handling fish immediately after boarding the vessel is also very important. Fishermen often classify fish right on the deck. Fish that meet the standard size will be kept, while smaller fish can be released back to sea to maintain long-term resources. For vessels with long fishing periods, red grouper and Sawtooth grouper are often kept in cold storage or circulating seawater tanks after being caught to keep the fish alive until they reach shore. As a result, the economic value of grouper has increased significantly compared to processed or frozen fish. However, in addition to economic benefits, grouper exploitation also faces many challenges. especially the risk of stock decline due to overexploitation. Some unsustainable fishing methods, such as the use of explosives, electric shocks or chemicals, have seriously affected the marine environment and coral ecosystems, the main habitat of grouper. Therefore, many countries and territories have issued strict regulations on exploitation, including limiting net size, regulating fishing seasons and banning fishing in marine reserves. In addition to natural exploitation, red grouper and sawtooth grouper farming in cages is increasingly developing, contributing to reducing the pressure on wild fishing. The integrated marine farming model not only provides a stable source of fish for the market but also creates conditions for coastal people to have more sustainable livelihoods. With the increasing consumer preference for clean seafood products with clear origins, the combination of reasonable exploitation and development of grouper farming will be an important direction to protect marine resources, ensure stable income for fishermen and maintain the long-term marine ecosystem. The consumption of red grouper and sawtooth grouper after capture also plays an important role in the seafood supply chain. After landing, the fish are often brought to wholesale markets, restaurants, or exported to high-demand markets such as China, Japan, and Europe. Live fish are much more valuable than frozen or processed fish, so traders often prioritize purchasing live fish for transportation to consumption facilities. To ensure that the fish remain healthy during transportation, purchasing units use aeration tanks or specialized seawater bags to help the fish maintain a living state until they reach customers. In addition to the domestic market, red grouper and sawtooth grouper are important export items, contributing significantly to the fisheries economies of many countries. To meet the strict standards of the international market, the exploitation, preservation and transportation processes must strictly comply with the requirements of food hygiene and safety, traceability and environmental protection. Some countries have applied certification programs such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, or ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, to ensure that fish are exploited or farmed in a sustainable manner, without depleting natural resources. However, the grouper fishing industry has also faced many challenges in recent times. Climate change, marine pollution and coral reef degradation have caused the number of natural groupers to gradually decrease. Moreover, illegal exploitation or the use of destructive fishing methods still exist in some areas, affecting the long-term development of the industry. To address this issue, governments and conservation organizations have worked with fishermen to implement stricter management measures, such as establishing marine conservation areas, implementing fishery resource regeneration programs by releasing juvenile fish into the sea, or encouraging the use of environmentally friendly fishing methods. In addition, to ensure the sustainable development of the grouper fishing industry, coordination among stakeholders, including fishermen, businesses, management agencies and consumers, is needed, raising awareness of marine ecosystem protection. Implementing appropriate management policies and applying science and technology to production will help maintain grouper resources in the future. With the right development strategy, the red grouper and Sawtooth grouper fishing and farming industry will not only bring economic benefits but also contribute to protecting the marine environment, ensuring sustainable livelihoods for future generations of fishermen in addition to measures to manage and conserve grouper resources. The fisheries sector also focuses on improving product quality to meet the increasing demand of the market. Red grouper and Sawtooth grouper are not only consumed fresh but also processed into many value-added products such as frozen fillets, pre-steamed grouper, or packaged dried fish. These products help expand the consumption market, create more value for the fisheries sector and minimize risks from over-reliance on live fish exports. In addition, to ensure sustainable development, many exploitation models combined with marine ecotourism are also deployed, especially in areas with developed coral ecosystems. Fishermen not only catch fish but also provide services for tourists to experience fishing at sea, learn about traditional fishing or scuba diving. This is a way to increase income without putting too much pressure on aquatic resources. In the context of increasingly developing technology, the grouper fishing industry also takes advantage of scientific advances to optimize the production process. Monitoring systems using AI technology and big data are being tested to analyze fish movement behavior, predict catch yield and optimize fishing strategies. Smart nets that can classify fish immediately when netting also help reduce the rate of catching juvenile fish or unwanted species, contributing to protecting the biodiversity of marine ecosystems. However, for the red grouper and Sawtooth grouper fishing industry to develop sustainably, the most important thing is still the awareness of fishermen and stakeholders in complying with reasonable fishing regulations. Only with the cooperation of the whole society, from fishermen, consumers to governments and conservation organizations, can we ensure that grouper resources are maintained in the long term, both meeting economic needs and protecting the marine ecosystem for future generations. Another important factor in the red grouper and toothfish fisheries is research and development, R&D, to improve fishing techniques and conserve resources. Fisheries research institutes and marine conservation organizations have conducted many projects to better understand the biology, habitat and adaptability of groupers to environmental changes. This allows fishing methods to be adjusted to be both efficient and ensure that natural resources are not depleted. One of the sustainable solutions being applied is selective fishing. Instead of using nets to catch large numbers of fish, fishermen are now encouraged to use gear and traps to reduce the rate of juvenile fish being caught and increase the chances of adult fish to reproduce. In addition, radio frequency identification technology is also being tested to track the movement of groupers in the marine environment, thereby accurately determining the appropriate fishing season, avoiding overfishing during the spawning season. Economically, the development of the red grouper and Sawtooth grouper fishing industry also creates many job opportunities for coastal workers. In addition to direct jobs such as catching, processing, transporting and trading groupers. This industry also promotes ancillary industries such as the production of nets, boats, preservation equipment and fish feed. Thanks to that, many coastal communities can develop a stable economy and reduce dependence on industries that are harmful to the environment. In addition to economic benefits, red grouper and sawtooth grouper also play an important role in the culinary culture of many countries. In Vietnam, grouper often appears in luxurious parties, processed into dishes such as steamed grouper with soy sauce, grilled grouper with salt and chili, or grouper hot pot. Meanwhile, in countries such as Japan and China, grouper is a high-class ingredient for sashimi and nutritious stewed soup. The diversity in processing methods not only helps grouper have high value in the market but also contributes to promoting the typical cuisine of each country. However, to maintain the sustainable development of the grouper fishing industry, cooperation between the government, conservation organizations, businesses and fishermen is extremely important. Implementing policies to protect marine ecosystems, promoting sustainable farming and educating the community about the importance of reasonable exploitation will help ensure that grouper resources continue to be abundant in the future. Only with the cooperation of all parties can the grouper fishing industry develop sustainably, bringing long-term benefits to both humans and the marine environment. One of the important directions to ensure the sustainable development of the red grouper and sawtooth grouper fishing industry is to strengthen the control and enforcement of fishing regulations. Many countries have established marine reserves and strict regulations on the minimum size of fish allowed to be exploited. This helps protect young fish, creating conditions for them to grow and reproduce, thereby maintaining stable natural populations. In addition, local authorities also strengthen control over the use of fishing gear, prohibiting destructive fishing methods such as bottom trawling. Explosives or chemicals that are harmful to the marine environment. In addition to protection policies, modern technology also plays an important role in monitoring fishing activities. Satellite tracking devices and fishing vessel monitoring systems help closely manage the location, time and fishing methods of each vessel, ensuring that there are no violations of fishing laws or encroachment on protected areas. At the same time, the application of technology in product traceability also helps increase the value of grouper in the international market, creating consumer confidence in the legal origin and quality of the product. In addition to exploitation from the wild, the model of commercial grouper farming in cages is also developing strongly, contributing to reducing the pressure on fishing at sea. Many grouper farms now apply ecological farming technology, using organic feed and circulating water filtration systems to minimize the impact on the environment. In particular, methods of cultivating grouper with seaweed or shellfish, such as oysters, mussels, help balance the water ecosystem. minimize pollution and create safer aquatic products. However, grouper farming also faces many challenges, including diseases, high investment costs and dependence on natural fish fry. To overcome this problem, fisheries research institutes are focusing on developing artificial reproduction technology, helping to proactively source fish fry without reducing the natural fish population. Some facilities have succeeded in breeding red grouper and Sawtooth grouper in captivity, opening up great prospects for the aquaculture industry. In terms of market, the demand for red grouper and Sawtooth grouper is still increasing, especially in Asian countries. Where grouper is considered a high-class dish, symbolizing luck and prosperity. To fully exploit this potential, it is necessary to build the Vietnamese grouper brand through trade promotion programs, international seafood fairs and the development of ready-made processed products. At the same time, exporters also need to strictly comply with quality standards, meet food safety requirements, protect the environment and traceability to maintain their position in the international market. In short, the red grouper and Sawtooth grouper fishing industry is facing many opportunities and challenges. For sustainable development, it is necessary to combine reasonable exploitation, scientific farming, technology application and compliance with regulations